Have you been feeling stuck in your twin flame journey, wondering if this separation will ever end? Do you sometimes sense their presence, but don't know if it's real or just your heart playing tricks on you? Maybe your emotions swing between hope and doubt, and you're searching for a clear sign to trust again. You want to know if the energy is shifting, if union is closer than it seems, but the silence around you feels confusing and endless. In today's video, we're going to decode the 7 powerful signs that reveal when your separation phase is truly coming to an end. We'll dive deep into the subtle shifts happening inside you, the quiet arrival of peace, the return of your authentic voice, the softening of old pain, and the signs your soul is aligning with theirs energetically. You'll understand why these inner changes matter, how they affect your connection, and how the universe mirrors your coherence back to you through your twin flame. By the end of this video, you'll not only recognize these signs, but you'll also see your journey differently. You'll stop questioning every silence and start trusting your inner alignment. You'll understand why peace showing up without a reason is not random, it's a signal. You'll feel empowered, confident, and ready to navigate this phase without fear or anxiety. Most importantly, you'll realize that you are far closer to reunion than your mind believes, and you'll finally have the clarity to move forward with trust and balance. Let's get started. Sign 1. The arrival of peace without reason. The very first sign that your twin flame is drawing closer is something subtle, yet deeply powerful: the unexpected arrival of effortless peace. It doesn't come with fireworks, dramatic messages, or vivid dreams. There's no obvious external reason for it to appear, and yet you feel it unmistakably. You wake up one morning and notice that something within you has shifted. The air feels lighter, your chest feels softer, and your breath naturally drops deeper into your belly. Your jaw relaxes without effort, and for the first time in what feels like forever, your body feels safe even when you think about them. But let's be clear, this is not numbness. Numbness is a shutdown, a gray emptiness where you feel less alive. Peace, on the other hand, is presence. It's the quiet aliveness within you, the return of your natural rhythm. With peace, you are more aware, more connected, and more grounded in your own body. It feels as though your nervous system has finally decided it can rest, even without having all the answers. That softening within you is not random. It is alignment. It is your soul signaling that something in the connection is shifting, and this inner calm begins to transform everything about the way you live and relate. You stop over-checking your phone every hour, searching for signs, messages, or proof. You stop rehearsing imaginary conversations in your head that never happen. Instead, you begin living from a grounded, centered space where your energy no longer leaks in 1,000 directions. It's as if the noise within you has turned down, and what remains is clarity. Peace becomes the pilot light of your connection, steady, enduring, and unshaken by external chaos. But here is where the real discipline comes in. When this peace arrives, you must learn not to test it. Do not text them just to make sure. Do not provoke silence to see how it responds. Do not sabotage the calm by demanding instant confirmation from the outside world. Testing the peace is how you break it. Instead, allow it to settle and deepen. Observe first, act later. This is because peace is not passive. It is an active form of surrender. It is the conscious choice to trust the deeper intelligence guiding your journey. It's the understanding that your energy speaks far louder than your words, and that you don't need to prove or perform anything for this connection to unfold. When you allow this peace to root into your nervous system, your entire energetic field begins to stabilize. And when your field stabilizes, your twin flame feels it, even if they can't explain why. They may not logically understand what has shifted, but at the soul level, they will sense it. Your energy no longer calls out in desperation, no longer vibrates with panic or fear. Instead, it sends out a steady signal, one that communicates safety, clarity, and alignment. This is the essence of magnetic energy, not chasing, not grasping, but becoming the calm that calls them home. So, when this unexpected peace arrives, honor it, protect it. Let it be the foundation upon which everything else is built. Because this isn't the end of your journey, it's the beginning of an entirely new phase, one where your inner alignment becomes the silent force that draws. Before we move into the next sign, I want you to pause and really feel this for a moment. If you've been experiencing this unexpected peace, waking up calmer, breathing easier, and no longer chasing answers, that's your soul aligning with something much greater than you can see right now. This is your inner world preparing the way for your reunion. If this resonates with you, give this video a like to support our community, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Share your experience if you felt this peaceful shift, or simply type, "My peace is my power," to affirm and anchor this energy into your journey. Because in the next section, we're going deeper into the moment when you begin feeling your twin flames' presence again, but this time without the old pain. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. Sign 2. Feeling their presence without pain. The second sign that your twin flame is drawing closer is when you begin to feel their presence again, but this time without the old heartbreak or heavy ache. It arrives softly, almost like sunlight pouring through an open window on a quiet morning. It's warm, natural, and undeniable. There is no warning, no dramatic trigger, no sudden revelation, yet you sense them near, closer than before. You wake up and feel their energy brush gently against yours, but something has changed. Your chest no longer tightens the way it used to. Your breath doesn't catch in anticipation of rejection. Your body isn't bracing for disappointment or scanning for danger. You are no longer bargaining with silence, no longer analyzing every quiet moment for hidden meaning. Instead, there is ease, there is trust, there is space to feel them without fear. This shift marks a deep level of maturity in your connection. Their presence no longer triggers an urge to act, chase, or control. You no longer feel the need to force a coincidence, to send a casual message, or to create drama just to confirm what your heart already knows. The desperation softens. The craving to make something happen fades. Instead, you learn the art of quiet reception, allowing the feeling to arrive, letting it stay, and giving it permission to flow through you freely. And then something beautiful begins to unfold. Synchronicities return, songs seem to play at the perfect time, repeating numbers appear everywhere, and dreams bring fragments of connection into your awareness. But this time, you don't cling to them or overanalyze their meaning. You don't screenshot signs to prove them, and you don't grasp for confirmation from others. You see these little winks from the universe, you smile, and you let them pass through you like ripples across still water. This is because you've reached a deeper energetic stability within yourself. You've trained your nervous system to hold closeness without collapsing into fear. Where once you might have spiraled into overthinking and panic, now you remain grounded, steady, and calm. This stability matters. It is teaching your body, heart, and mind how to exist in the same frequency as your twin flame without the chaos of constant longing. And as you learn to receive their presence without resistance, longing transforms into nourishment. What used to feel like an endless ache now becomes a gentle reminder. The bond is real, the connection is alive, and you are safe within it. You are no longer measuring love through pain, no longer confusing silence with rejection, no longer forcing the journey into timelines your soul isn't ready for. This is a turning point in your path. You're no longer chasing your twin flame's energy, and you're no longer begging the universe for signs. Instead, you've stepped into alignment, and in alignment, you attract instead of pursue. You trust the flow, and the connection begins to strengthen in ways your logical mind can't fully explain. When you reach this stage, something profound happens. You finally understand that union isn't built on urgency, it's built on safety, trust, and resonance. Feeling their presence without pain is your confirmation that you are becoming the safe place your soul has always longed to be, and that safety calls your twin flame home. Sign 3. Rising authenticity without effort. The third sign that your twin flame journey is entering a new phase is when authenticity begins to flow effortlessly. Where you once hesitated, overthought, and filtered every word, You now find yourself speaking from a place of truth without fear. You no longer decorate your no to look like a maybe in order to please others. You no longer shrink your yes just to avoid being judged. Instead, your inner truth and outer expression begin to align seamlessly. Your thoughts, words, and actions finally match. This shift doesn't happen overnight, but when it arrives, you can feel it deeply. You stop over-explaining yourself to earn acceptance. You stop apologizing for existing, for taking up space, or for choosing differently. You no longer edit your words to sound softer just to avoid conflict or discomfort. Instead, your sentences become clear, kind, and confident without the need for armor or defense. And yet, authenticity does not mean constant confrontation or proving yourself right. It's not about forcing your truth onto others or fighting every battle to be heard. True authenticity is quieter and more powerful than that. It's the art of living so aligned with who you are that your reality no longer requires performance. You are no longer acting a role, seeking approval, or bending yourself to fit someone else's expectations. You begin setting boundaries without guilt, and this becomes one of the most freeing experiences on your journey. You realize that saying no doesn't make you unkind, and saying yes doesn't require you to sacrifice your values. You stop trading your peace for closeness. You stop chasing relationships where you constantly have to prove your worth. You recognize that your energy is sacred, and protecting it becomes natural, not forced. This effortless self-expression changes everything about your connection. When you stop performing and start embodying who you truly are, your energy field becomes stable, grounded, and magnetic. Your twin flame can feel this shift on a soul level, even if they can't explain it logically. They sense your steadiness, your clarity, your truth, and it draws them toward you, not because you're chasing them, but because resonance calls them home. The more you choose clarity over chaos, the more life begins to reorganize around your authenticity. Relationships that thrive on performance start to fade, while those rooted in respect and truth deepen. You naturally attract situations, opportunities, and connections that align with your highest self. You no longer feel the need to manipulate, convince, or control outcomes. Instead, you trust that what is meant for you will align with your energy. In this space, your twin flame journey transforms. You no longer feel powerless in the face of separation or uncertainty. You no longer question your worth or try to earn love by becoming someone you're not. Instead, you anchor into your truth, and that truth becomes your magnetism. When you live as your authentic self, union stops being something you chase and becomes something you allow. Imagine this. For months, you used to constantly adjust yourself around your twin flame, saying yes when you wanted to say no, staying silent to avoid upsetting them, or pretending to be fine when your heart was aching. Every interaction felt like walking on eggshells, and deep down, you feared that showing your true self would push them away. But one day, something shifts. You wake up and realize you no longer want to perform, you simply want to be. So the next time a situation arises, maybe they message you unexpectedly. Instead of overthinking every word, you respond from your heart without trying to impress, convince, or control the outcome. You speak honestly, gently, and directly. If you're tired, you say so. If you need space, you ask for it without guilt. To your surprise, rather than creating distance, this honesty brings a sense of calm and safety into the connection. The energy between you feels lighter, more natural, and more real. This is what rising authenticity without effort looks like in action. It's not about pushing, forcing, or proving your worth. It's about standing fully in who you are and trusting that the right connections, including your twin flame, will naturally align with your truth. When you show up as your authentic self, you invite your twin flame to do the same. Sign 4. Purpose becomes a rhythm, not a riddle. The fourth sign that your twin flame journey is entering a new chapter is when your sense of purpose shifts from being a confusing riddle into a natural, effortless rhythm. Where you once spent so much time asking, "What am I supposed to be doing?" or "When will I finally find my mission?" You now begin to live the answers instead of chasing them. Purpose stops being a heavy question weighing on your mind and starts unfolding in the quiet, consistent steps you take every single day. Instead of waiting for a big mission to suddenly appear and give meaning to your life, you begin moving forward with small, steady actions. You create, you build, and you contribute in ways that feel natural and nourishing to your soul. There's no pressure to be perfect or to accomplish something monumental overnight. You no longer feel paralyzed by uncertainty or drained by comparison. Instead, you simply start, and through starting, you begin to find your flow. Purpose doesn't always arrive as a grand, dramatic calling. Often, it hides in the ordinary moments of your day in writing 3 paragraphs each morning because it brings you clarity, in cooking a simple meal with love and intention, in learning a skill that allows you to share your gifts and bless others. These may seem small, but they're the stepping stones of alignment. The sacred lives in these little, consistent acts, and when you begin honoring them, your life starts to move with its own natural pace. And as this rhythm develops, something profound happens. Time softens. You stop resenting the clock, stop fighting deadlines, and stop overextending yourself to meet everyone else's expectations. You realize that your energy is precious, and you begin protecting it fiercely. You make space for what truly matters, not because someone else told you to, but because your heart recognizes what deserves your focus. You start saying yes to what nourishes you and no to what drains you, without guilt or apology. This grounded sense of purpose changes not just your relationship with yourself, but also your connection with your twin flame. When you are rooted in your rhythm, you become naturally magnetic without needing to try. Your energy feels stable, centered, and safe, qualities your twin flame can sense at a soul level, even without words. It communicates directly to their nervous system. Closeness with me will not create chaos. I am not asking you to complete me. I am already whole. And that's the beauty of this stage. You stop seeking stability outside yourself because you have already become your own anchor. You no longer depend on your twin flame, circumstances, or external validation to define your worth. Instead, you align with your inner calling, and your connection begins to mirror that balance back to you. In this space of grounded purpose, both your energy and your relationship become lighter, freer, and more harmonious. Living with purpose isn't about chasing meaning, it's about creating it. When you embody that, you stop waiting for life to give you permission to move forward, and you start flowing naturally toward your highest self. And when you do, you quietly send a signal to your twin flame. I am ready. I am steady. I am here. Sign 5. Integrating the masculine and feminine within. The 5th sign that your twin flame journey is evolving is when you begin to experience true inner integration, the moment your masculine and feminine energies finally stop pulling you in opposite directions and start moving together in harmony. For the first time, direction meets flow, boundaries meet intuition, structure supports creativity instead of suppressing it. What used to feel like an internal tug of war begins transforming into a graceful dance within your own being. This integration isn't loud or dramatic, it's quiet and steady, showing up in small, intentional choices that shape your daily life. You begin setting clear time blocks for focused work, while also leaving space for rest and play. You honor your goals and responsibilities, but you also listen when your intuition whispers that you need to pause and recharge. You no longer swing between extremes of overworking and avoiding tasks, giving too much and then withdrawing completely. Instead, you find a natural rhythm where effort and ease coexist, supporting each other rather than competing. And this internal balance changes everything around you. It quiets drama and steadies your relationships. You stop outsourcing your wholeness to your twin flame or anyone else, no longer expecting another person to complete you or fill the spaces within you. You stop leaning entirely on their structure when you feel lost, and you stop depending solely on their affection when you feel empty. Instead, you bring those missing pieces back into yourself. You create the stability, love, and trust you once thought had to come from outside. When this harmony takes root, your connection with your twin flame naturally shifts. Integration dissolves power struggles and emotional dependence because you no longer approach the connection from a place of lack or imbalance. Instead of needing them to play a role, the protector, the nurturer, the decision maker, or the comforter, you begin showing up as your whole self. Union then stops being a rescue mission and becomes a meeting of equals, where love flows freely rather than being tangled in expectations or control. This balance between your inner masculine and feminine creates a magnetic energy that your twin flame can feel instantly. The masculine within you provides direction, clarity, and boundaries, keeping you grounded and secure. The feminine within you offers flow, intuition, and emotional openness, allowing love to be received and expressed naturally. Together, they form a foundation where you no longer have to perform roles or manipulate outcomes. The bond simply strengthens because it is finally free from resistance and power games. When both of your energies coexist peacefully, you become your own safe place. That safety radiates outward and signals to your twin flame's soul that it is safe to move closer without fear of chaos or dependency. Integration is where self-trust deepens, where inner stability becomes your anchor, and where the love you've been longing for begins to flow effortlessly through you. And it is from this place of balance that your connection evolves into something far greater, a partnership built on respect, harmony, and true resonance. If you've made it this far, take a deep breath and pause for a moment, because this is a powerful milestone on your journey. Finding harmony between your inner masculine and feminine energies is not easy, but it changes everything. When you become your own safe place, you stop chasing, stop controlling, and start attracting love effortlessly. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Share your story. How are you learning to balance effort and flow, action and intuition, boundaries and openness in your own life? And if this resonates deeply with you, simply type, "I am whole within myself," to affirm this energy and anchor it into your journey today. Stay with me, because in the next section, we're going to explore the sixth powerful sign, the moment when the old ache finally begins to dissolve and your connection starts feeling lighter than ever before. You won't want to miss it. Sign 6. The dissolving of old ache. The sixth sign that your twin flame journey is shifting into a new, more peaceful phase is when the ache that once consumed you begins to dissolve. It doesn't vanish overnight, but you start to notice the change in small, quiet ways. Mornings, which used to feel heavy and clouded by grief, begin to feel lighter. The tightness in your chest that once arrived like clockwork upon waking begins to loosen. That constant ache that used to grip your mind, flooding you with thoughts of longing, regret, or confusion, it simply doesn't hold the same power anymore. You no longer feel like you need pain to prove that the connection is real. The suffering that once served as evidence of love is no longer necessary, and that shift is profound. Because for so long, love and ache were intertwined as if to feel deeply meant to hurt constantly. But now, you begin to unlearn that pattern. You realize that peace can coexist with depth, that love doesn't need to hurt in order to be true, and that stillness is not the absence of passion, it's the presence of healing. This isn't emotional bypassing or denial. You're not avoiding your feelings or pretending the journey hasn't touched your soul. What you're experiencing is emotional regulation, the sacred ability to feel without drowning. You can sit with sadness without letting it consume you. You can miss them, even long for them, and still move through your day grounded and whole. You no longer spiral at the sight of a memory or collapse under the weight of a dream. Tears may still come, but they no longer drag you into despair. They pass like rain, not storms. This gentle detachment is not a lack of love, it is a sign of readiness. You are no longer defined by the ache. The connection no longer exists to keep you tethered to suffering. Instead, it begins to breathe with ease. The energy field between you and your twin becomes more spacious, more open, more receptive. And in that spaciousness, something miraculous happens. The potential for reunion begins to move freely, without tension, without grasping, without force. Because when pain no longer runs the show, love has room to lead. The less you grip, the more you allow. The more you release the need to suffer, the more you invite genuine, lasting connection. You stop trying to fix, chase, or decode every moment, and instead, you start trusting the process, trusting yourself, trusting the divine rhythm of your journey. When this stage unfolds, you realize something stunning. Your strength no longer lies in how much you can endure, but in how gently you can let go. You're no longer the version of yourself that needed heartbreak to feel close to someone. You are now someone who can hold love softly, steadily, without breaking, and that changes everything. Sign 7. Quiet readiness for reunion. The seventh sign that your twin flame journey is entering its most transformative phase is when you step into a state of quiet readiness. This isn't a dramatic surge of energy or an overwhelming rush of emotions. It arrives gently, almost imperceptibly, like the soft unfolding of dawn after a long night. Confidence comes softly, not loudly. You begin to feel whole and complete, even in the absence of contact, because you no longer seek external validation to confirm what your soul already knows. In this space, something profound shifts inside you. You can imagine reunion without trying to control or script how it will happen. You can hold hope without turning it into pressure, and you can move forward without demanding guarantees from the universe. This isn't about indifference, it's about trust. You trust yourself, the bond, and the divine timing guiding this connection, and that trust becomes your anchor. Quiet readiness shows up as spaciousness emotionally, physically, and spiritually. You begin clearing the clutter within you to make room for authentic closeness, not because you're chasing it, but because you're preparing to receive it. You stop grasping for constant signs, stop forcing outcomes, and stop performing for love. Instead, your pace slows naturally. Your thoughts soften, your decisions stabilize, and your nervous system finally feels safe enough to rest. This shift also changes your relationship with yourself. You no longer negotiate your worth, question your value, or measure your importance based on your twin's actions or absence. Instead, you begin embodying your worth with quiet certainty. Every choice you make, every boundary you set, and every moment you honor your well-being communicates, "I am enough as I am." That energy speaks louder than words, and your twin flame can feel it, even if they don't yet understand why. Quiet readiness also teaches you a vital truth. Reunion doesn't come from proving love, it comes from allowing love. You stop trying to force the journey, to bend timelines, or to earn closeness through effort. Instead, you align your rhythm with your soul's pace. You tend to your energy, nurture your emotional balance, and care for your body as though it were a sacred vessel. In doing so, you create a home within yourself, a sanctuary where union can naturally land when the time is right. This stage is not about waiting passively, it's about preparing actively but gently. Every moment you invest in your healing, every choice you make from alignment, every boundary you honor, builds a foundation strong enough to hold the depth of this connection when it returns. You no longer fear whether it will happen, you trust that when it does, it will unfold with ease, at the right time, and in the right way. Quiet readiness is the culmination of all the previous signs, the peace you've cultivated, the authenticity you've embraced, the balance you've found, and the ache you've softened. It is the ultimate sign of growth. You are no longer chasing reunion because you've become the energy of reunion itself. And from this place of surrender, alignment, and inner harmony, love doesn't need to be summoned, it simply arrives. This journey is not about chasing, fixing, or forcing anything. It's about coming home to yourself, becoming the calm, grounded, and whole version of you that your soul has always longed for. When you cultivate peace, live fully in presence, embrace your purpose, and harmonize your masculine and feminine energies within, you stop searching outside and begin radiating coherence from within. And that coherence becomes your most powerful signal. You don't need to prove anything, hold on tightly, or control the outcome. You are not meant to chase the river, you are here to build the banks, so when the water arrives, it knows exactly where to flow. When you become a safe space for yourself, the energy of union naturally finds its way to you. Take a deep breath and trust this truth. You are already whole, you are on the right path, and you are never late for your destiny. If this message resonates with you, share your story in the comments, or simply type, "I trust the timing of my union," to anchor this affirmation into your journey. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next video, where we'll dive even deeper into the energetic signs that prepare you for your sacred reunion.